The Patriots and Dolphins are set to square off for the first time of 2 meetings in a 3-week stretch here at the end of a very quirky Patriots schedule. But anyway, they return home after a successful 2-week road trip, and to beat the Dolphins, again, I don't know how many times I've said this in the last few years, it's an alarm clock game. Just make sure you set them and show up on time, because you should beat this team, whether it's Jay Cutler or, if they roll out Dan Marino, Matt Moore, it doesn't matter who the quarterback, they can run some Wildcat, I don't care. The Patriots should win this game.
Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. We just saw them obliterate the Raiders in Mexico. We saw them blow out the Broncos in Denver, in a place that they don't ever really win all that much. This should be, again, no contest here in Foxborough.
Their logistics people just orchestrated a tremendous 10-day stretch in Colorado and Mexico. I think they've got their hands on how to set an alarm clock for Sunday morning. Number 2, I think you want to keep the running game going. The offense has been very heavily geared toward their running backs. And, some of it is, of course, in the passing game, too. But make sure you keep Dion Lewis and Rex Burkhead and James White in the passing element of it intact and rolling. And, you don't have to force the ball downfield. You got these complementary guys. And they are, we say every week, basically, keep Brady upright, keep him healthy. By keeping their running backs involved, they're doing just that.
It's been a great formula for the Patriots, and Dion Lewis has been looking better and better every single week. Plus, on the flip side, the Dolphins, which gave up the most rushing yards in their history last year, they improved for a while early in the season, but they are officially back in the toilet, giving up a lot of yards week after week after week on the ground. Hand the ball off to Dion, to Rex, whoever wants to run, let them run.
And finally, number 3, the Dolphins receivers are a mercurial duo, if I can talk here in the cold weather. But you've got Jarvis Landry, who, competes his tail off, is fun to watch, can be frustrating, but again, just a tough matchup. Kenny Stills has put up some pretty big numbers in the last month or so. You want to keep those 2 guys in check because, Malcolm Butler and Stephon Gilmore, I think, are on the right side of this thing. Butler still can be up and down from time to time, and these are some tough matchups, and you just want to make sure that those guys aren't in a position where, they can take over a game. And I think compared to Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree, and then Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders, I don't think these guys are at that level. So, that cornerback duo is doing their job, but again, it's just they're a really competitive pair of receivers who can pace an offense.
Well, Jarvis Landry, the first 4 or 5 games of the season, was actually leading the league in receptions, and he's still pretty high up there.
The Patriots, again, show up. They'll get this thing to 7 straight wins. They'll get to 9-2. They'll at least keep pace, if not overtake the Steelers for the number 1 seed in the AFC, as all eyes spin forward to that Week 15 showdown if the Patriots and Steelers continue to take care of business.